capital city for 12.5 million Canadians, symbol of a nation, its achievements, its power and its progress. The Peace Tower and the Parliament buildings, where representatives from every part of Canada make the laws we live by. From all over Canada and the United States comes the visitor, the tourist. What's Ottawa like? What goes on inside all the buildings? What makes a city a capital? From other lands around the globe come diplomats and emissaries to do business. For Ottawa is Canada's point of contact with the nations beyond her shores and borders. The embassies and legations of 32 countries add color to the city. Here on the lawn of the French embassy, the American military attaché rubs elbows with the High Commissioner for India and the Canadian trade expert. When Commonwealth missions and foreign ministers come here, whether by train or by plane, they see that Canada's capital is built on one of the finest sites in the world. Standing in two provinces, it straddles the Ottawa River, speaks two languages, and embraces 30 municipalities. From the air, they see the historic Rideau Canal, built over 100 years ago. They see how parks have been located along the lacework of waterways running through the capital city. Together with thousands of people who live in Ottawa, they enjoy the benefits of a region that's a natural playground. Hogs Back Falls might be a raging mountain stream, but it's only 4 miles from downtown. All around the countryside and within sight of the Peace Tower are resorts for both summer and winter sports. In the heart of Ottawa is Dow's Lake, where amateur yachtsmen sail their 12-footers. And lacing the whole region are miles of landscaped driveways, developed and cared for by the Federal District Commission. But the foreign diplomat and the visitor see also that much of the natural beauty of the capital has been marred. Here are the symptoms of a town that grew without a plan. Unlike Washington and Canberra, Ottawa was not planned as a capital. Like Topsy, it just growed. In 1857, Queen Victoria declared,
judgment, the city of Ottawa combines greater advantages than any other place in Canada for the permanent seat of the future government. And we select it accordingly.
In a peaceful valley, Ottawa was born, a lumbering town. Nourished by the rivers and the railways, christened the capital of Canada, and then allowed to grow up uncared for. A capital in name, but not in appearance. Today, into the very heart of the city come the trains to the Union Station. But with them comes smoke and grime and noise. They feed factories along the crosstown tracks in areas where people live, and the factories haven't room to expand. Jumbled together are industrial, governmental, and residential areas. Over 100 railway crossings slow down movement to a crawl. Some of the buildings that house the people who gather facts and carry out the decisions of Parliament are neither situated nor designed for their purposes. From deputy ministers to the hundreds of messenger boys, it's a hard way to carry on business. Single departments scattered about the city, their services haphazardly dispersed.
Dispersed, he says. Even my bunions have bunions.
The strain of the rush hours shows up the faults of an unplanned town. Because working sites are not properly related to residential areas, 5 o'clock finds the Ottawa commuters bogged down in Confederation Square, all trying to squeeze through the same bottleneck. When the traffic moves at a snail's pace, tempers get hot and dinner gets cold. The beautiful Ottawa River is for the most part inaccessible to the people of the region. From south, east, and west, Parliament Hill, the hub of the capital, can hardly be seen for the jungle of buildings that surround it. Many Canadians from as far back as Sir Wilfrid Laurier have cried out for a plan. Today, that plan is a reality. In August 1944, following the recommendation of a joint committee of the Senate and the House of Commons, the limits of a national capital region were defined. It was to embrace 900 square miles. With that move, Jacques Gréber, French town planner, was put in charge of the capital planning project. Today, he and his Canadian associates have completed a far-sighted plan for the capital of Canada. The plan calls for a green belt to limit the built-up area, breathing space for the city. The removal of the railway tracks to the outskirts. Relocation of factory sites with room for expansion and where smoke won't blanket the city. The committee plans to utilize the space cleared by the railways for through express traffic. The areas bounded by these thoroughfares are to be considered as separate neighbourhoods, each to be developed locally with its own schools, churches, theaters, shopping and community centers, with playgrounds and parkways safe for children and cyclists. This plan to restore and preserve the best of Ottawa will be brought to completion within the next few decades. In rebuilding the capital, Canadians expect to learn much towards solving the problems of their rapidly growing towns and cities. In the new capital, not only will its citizens be able to work and play in the fullest measure, but the world will see in this beautiful city a fitting symbol of the achievements and progress of Canada.